Frankie from Flatbush rides the Brooklyn line. Got a swagger sharp like a vintage wine. Everybody knows his name from porch to stoop. Hustle and dreams in every loop.
Now, to discuss ownership options. Yeah, there's some stuff going on with the Jets. You may have heard. We got rid of the head coach. We got rid of the general manager. We hired the 33rd team to help us vet candidates to replace those people. All right. Well, what about ownership? Because you often hear Jet fans say, well, sell the team, sell the team. Hey, Woody Johnson, sell a team. Well, Woody's probably not selling the team. So we need to look at what are the options. He's not selling it as a matter of due course. He's not selling it because you tell him to. But what could be? What are the realistic options that could come along with a change in ownership? How could it actually happen? It's time to think about these things, see what they are, put them on a tiered list, and we'll do that next.
With speculation swirling about Aaron Rodgers' future with the Jets, you never know what he may do. Run for Congress? Get abducted by aliens? Decide to live in the Great Pyramid of Giza? It's impossible to know, so subscribe to the Frankie from Flatbush YouTube channel to stay updated on all the latest happenings. Frankie gives you unique and insightful commentary in a Jets world gone mad, so click subscribe right now. Thank you.
So here we are on our beautiful tiered list board. And we got a couple of categories. Now, one thing that could happen realistically is one of these mega rich people could come in and make Woody a deal that he cannot refuse. Now, these people are Jeff Bezos over here, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Mark Cuban, Kevin O'Leary. But these are just examples. It could be any mega rich person, one of the richest people in the world could come in and make Woody an offer. Now, why would they do that? Why would they want to buy this terrible piece of crap franchise over here? Well, for these people, I think they would have to have a grand plan that goes beyond the New York Jets, but includes the New York Jets. For example, they would want to build something on Long Island or Queens or somewhere that is a new kind of destination, a vacation destination for people to come. So it would include the Jets, it would include a new stadium, but it would also include retail and restaurants. And, they would want to buy a huge parcel of land, and probably some of these people would need to collaborate and, get together with all their gazillions of dollars and do this and just make for example, if they had an idea to make a new destination to compete with Atlantic City for gambling dollars, and they made gambling, legal in New York State, and they would have to work with the politicians to get it done. But they would need to have a grand plan where the Jets are just part of the deal. And they want to buy the Jets because they want to move them out of MetLife and out of New Jersey and move them to their rightful home. But then there would also be other things like you've heard about in Green Bay, Titletown Village that they built as a beautiful thing. And they did the same thing with the Patriots. I think it's called Patriot Way or something. Patriots Village. But you could have an even bigger vision than that. We're gonna build lots of buildings. We're gonna build lots of retail and shopping and do. And the Jets are just part of it. And we're gonna have this stadium, and the stadium's also gonna have concerts, and it's gonna have soccer, and it's gonna have this and that and the other. So that could happen. And in order for that to happen, probably you're gonna have to pay Woody about $10 billion. So that's the starting price probably for the Jets, because they're worth about 6 or 7 right now. But Woody does not want to sell them, obviously. So you're going to have to go over market value to incentivize Woody to sell. Now, is this likely to happen? No, nope, nuh-uh. Because it's sort of like, it's a big idea. Big ideas don't generally happen, but that could happen, and that is something that you'd want to hear rumblings about. Then I have, Magic Johnson's here and Curtis Martin's here. Anytime that there is a sale of a franchise, it seems like Magic Johnson is involved in it. So that's why he's here. And then Curtis Martin is part of Ludus, is his private equity firm that he's a part of. They're one of the 5 firms that got approved to buy a portion of the Jets. So if somebody wanted to buy a portion, whether individually or as part of private equity, you could do either. These guys could be involved, and lots of other people. And um, that could be a way to get Woody some liquidity to, for example, pay high prices, high salaries for coaches, for example, or to pay, um, signing bonuses to help us with the cap situation, or for more scouts or more coaches, etc. Now, some other options: James Dolan, if the team just went up for sale, for example, just if Woody just decided to sell one day and just sell it, and everything stays the same except the owner changes, James Dolan will almost certainly buy it. This is the guy who owns the Knicks, the Rangers, Madison Square Garden. He tried to buy them the first time around. He would almost certainly buy them this time around. Another exciting option would be Donald J. Trump. Now, why would we include this gentleman? Now, politics aside, if you don't like his politics, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about him as a businessman. He's got 4 years that he's going to be in office. And, from his point of view, if he gets his agenda done and everything goes well and swimmingly, he's going to be out of office. What is he going to do? He's in relatively good shape. He's obviously still of sound mind and all of that. And he's been involved in professional football before. You may have remembered the USFL. This is him with Herschel Walker over here. And he had the New Jersey Generals. And that was a failure, actually. The USFL was a failure in large part because of Trump, people say, because Trump wanted to compete directly with the NFL for fall football instead of doing it in the springtime. And he lost. There were court cases. He actually technically won a court case, but for all intents and purposes, it was a failure. And Trump may want to get back at the NFL by buying the Jets and doing maybe this grand plan thing. He's already been involved in casinos in New Jersey. He's obviously a builder. He's built many buildings. So maybe once he gets out of office and he starts looking around for what do I want to do with the rest of my life? He's a competitive guy. He loves football. He loves sports. Maybe the Jets is something he wants to take a look at. Moving back to Queens. He is from Queens. So there's a lot of ties here. He's done professional football. He's done building before. He's done gambling, casinos. If that becomes a thing in New York State, that they want to put one out on Long Island or something, and then make this complex part of that. And again, he may want to right one of the big wrongs that went on in his life, where the USFL was a big failure, in large part due to him insisting that they compete with the NFL in fall football, fall and winter, when they should have probably just stuck with springtime. So he may want to rewrite that and go, all right, well, if I fix the Jets and can make them a winning organization, boy, that would be quite the feather in my cap after all the things that I've done. You could win the presidency out of nowhere and then lose and then win it again. And at the end of the day, if you make the Jets into a Super Bowl winner, that may be your greatest accomplishment. Let's be honest. So I think that's actually an interesting one. Obviously, that's going to have to wait at least 4, 5, 6, 7 years. But once Trump's out of office, he's going to want to move quick on something big. And what else is he going to do? He's going to be exhausted for a little while. But then, this is a guy who all he does is work, according to everyone who knows him. So he may want to get to work on fixing the Jets. So that's an interesting option to me. And again, throw the politics out of it. Once he's out of office, he just becomes a regular citizen, a guy who's a builder and a businessman. Now, second tier. So these are the mega rich people. Second tier, Gary Vaynerchuk. Some of you may know him. This is his brother, AJ, over here. Now, they're not in the same category as the first tier, but they are obviously very rich. For those who don't know, here's some of the businesses of Gary V. Family of companies: VaynerMedia, Gallery Media Group, Sasha Group, look at all these companies. Vive by Vayner, Vayner Speakers, Vayner Commerce. A lot of these theories wearing a Jets hat. You saw that. And he's a huge, massive Jet fan. Like, it's unbelievable how much he is a Jet. Look at all these businesses. Day trading attention. And this does not even include some of his businesses like V Friends and Vayner Sports. So he also has a Vayner Sports. Here he is. He also has Vayner Sports, where he represents football players, including two of our players, DJ Reed and Tyler Conklin, are represented in Vayner Sports. So he has a agency business where he represents players. He and his brother, and obviously it's a business, a bunch of other people, lawyers and so forth. Now, he has said that he does want to buy the Jets. It's a life goal for Gary Vee to buy the Jets. He has also said what he's not selling right now. He also says he's not ready to buy right now, which means he doesn't have 10 billion, although I would think he'd be able to put together a group to get to 10 billion. He has lots and lots and lots of contacts. But this is a long range thing. It wouldn't be for another 10, maybe 10 or 20 years until he's able to buy him. And then Woody's got to be wanting to sell. Also said that AJ would become the general manager. And AJ right now is basically a player rep. So he's, by the time it comes around, he'll be experienced enough, and they would know who to hire. They know how to build businesses. You just saw a list of some of the businesses. So he's built many, many businesses. It doesn't even include Wine Library, his original business. He's a wine seller originally. No, that wasn't even on the list. So he's got many businesses. He knows how to build a business. He knows how to deal with people, and football is a people business. So Gary Vaynerchuk would be a very attractive option if it could ever happen. And he does think big. If you know Gary, if you don't know Gary, you could, he's all over the place. YouTube, social media, go get to know him. He's you could say he's the world's biggest Jet fan. He's extremely passionate about it. It's hard to tell you if you don't know exactly how passionate he is about it. But you can go check him out, and he's an interesting dude. He has all sorts of content about business and this and that. Oh, and I forgot to mention about Ludus. Let's go back to that. Private equity. So if we see here, report, this is about a week ago or 10 days. Deal in place for Pagula, that's the Bills, to sell a minority stake in the Buffalo Bills. So what's happening here? Look what's happening all around us. And we got another report that Stephen Ross was doing this as well. But now Terry and Kim Pagula is going to own 79%. Arctos Partners 10%. This is the private equity firm, one of the 5 of the groups that are allowed in. Arctos gets their 10%. That's their max. And then you got other people. Josie Altidore, Vince Carter with the slam dunks, Tracy McGrady with the dribbling of the basketball, and they're getting 10.6%. So Pula is giving up 21% or so, and he's getting what? Liquidity. He's getting liquidity, which means straight cash, homie. As we often say on this channel from Randy Moss, straight cash, homie. That's all liquidity means. Cash, cash, cash. So, and it even says in here, everybody needs cash to do things. And it's been difficult to sell these stakes because the rules allowing private equities coming in. It's hard to find individuals to buy these. So he's found them, though. And Woody should find them as well. People like this, other people, lots of people. You can buy individual stakes and you get liquidity. The problem is, for an individual, once you buy it, let's say Curtis Martin wanted to buy, 2% of the Jets. All right. He gives Woody the cash. What does he get for that? He gets to sit in a luxury owner's box during games. He doesn't get the cash flows. He doesn't get anything until the team is sold. So you might have to wait 20 years just to get some return on investment now. Some people may want to wait 20 years, and that's fine for them. But other people, not so much. Now, the other thing that's on here is fan owner teams. There are teams out there that are owned by the fans. This is something I'm going to harp on till the day I die. We, the fans, should own the frickin' teams. Why is it, even though I went through all these scenarios with these rich people and blah, 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 why is it that all these richy riches get to buy the team? We get to buy nothing. We get to buy a soda at the concession stand. We should buy stakes in the team. Well, are there any models of that, Frankie? Yeah. The Green Bay Packers. Ever heard of them? 580,000 fan owners, including old Frankie. I own the Green Bay Packers along with 580,000 other people. And a new team, the Oakland Ballers. I am a fan owner of the Oakland Ballers. The A's are leaving, so now the B's are coming in. Okay? And this is the future of sports, in my opinion, or it can be. So anytime you hear basically almost any team that comes up and says, we will sell you shares in our team, you should buy it if you have the means. If you have the means. Don't buy things you can't afford. But if you have the means, just buy it, because the main reason is you want to prove the validity of the model. You want to prove out that that model works. The Green Bay Packers are one of the best teams in the league and have been for a long time. I mean, how nice would it be if you didn't have a meddlesome owner coming in telling Brian Gutekunst what to do? Well, that's what they have. And Joe Douglas has his hands tied behind his back by Woody Johnson telling him, "Don't do this, do that. Get this player, get Billy Turner over here, get every Green Bay Packer we can find over here to make Rodgers happy." Blah blah blah. Brian Gutekunst doesn't have to deal with that. He just does whatever he thinks is best. And the Oakland Ballers is a new team. We'll see what becomes of them. They're in an independent league. Um, and then you have a team like the Savannah Bananas. The Savannah Bananas are not fan owned yet, but if they open it up for shares, I'm going to be buying it, because this is an innovative team who does everything for the fans. Go check out the Savannah Bananas, see what they're up to. It's a baseball team, independent baseball team, but they're also just like an entertainment entity. And they're doing so many innovative things. They try to do 10 to 15 new things that have never been done in a baseball game every single game. It's incredible. The fan focus of a team like the Savannah Bananas is something worlds apart from how the other teams, like NFL teams, operate. And so I try to follow them because they're doing things the right way. Everything is done for the fans. They have their own ticketing system with no excess fees on them. And they're innovating constantly, constant innovation, because they're fan oriented. Even though they're not yet fan owned, I think eventually they will be fan owned if the guy ever opens it up. Guy who goes around with a yellow tuxedo on because he's a banana. Get it? Jesse Cole, his name is. And I think it's fascinating. So you want to support the things that you want to see continue on in this world. What can we do? People often say, well, anytime you can buy shares in any team, you should do so. And then that allows you to see how they operate, get a little inside information. And the more of these that exist in the world, maybe all of the NFL teams should have a percentage of the stakes open to the fans. Maybe not 100%, but why can't fans buy 10%? We're opening it up to private equity, Richie Riches over there. Why don't you open it up to the freaking fans to buy 10%? We'll buy it. We'll collectively buy it. I mean, shouldn't the fans have some say in all of this that goes on? I think so. And that's why you buy teams like the Oakland Ballers and the Green Bay Packers, because you want people to know, yes, there's demand for this. We require it. We love it. We're all into it. If we don't get any financial gain from it, fine. Doesn't matter. We want to be heard. We want to be seen. We don't want only the richy riches of the world to get every single fucking thing on this goddamn planet. We, the people, we, the fans, need to start taking an ownership mentality into everything we do. Soapbox over. So let me know what you think about all this in the comments section down below. And if you're new here, subscribe. Why not? And if you're already subscribed, send the link around in your social media. Say Frankie's pretty good talking about this stuff over here. But nonetheless, click the like button as well. That helps the algorithm. And I'll see you next time. And as always, stay frosty.
Hey there, ever dreamt of coaching in the big leagues? Well, hold on to your playbooks because this might just be your chance. Are you a football coach looking for work? The New York Jets, headquartered in beautiful Florham Park, New Jersey, could be looking for you. Do you enjoy answering to a boss who answers to the bean counters in an organization? Do you enjoy being told, "We can't afford him," when you make personnel suggestions for the roster? Are you someone who can only win with elite talent at every position on the football field? Can you thrive in a high-pressure, high-stress environment where the owner of the team may decide to fire you 5 games into the season without consulting his general manager or anyone else about the decision? Do you enjoy interacting with dirty journalists out to write clickbait, nasty articles about you to further their own careers? Would you enjoy living in a high-tax, terrible weather, women with mononucleosis state where every radio station plays Bruce Springsteen songs 24 hours a day? Well, then this could be an employment opportunity of a lifetime. Apply today at New York, but really NewJerseyJets.com.